Hey guys, my name is Kat and welcome back to my booktube channel. Today we're doing a book shopping vlog and haul, and I'm sitting in the Barnes & Noble parking lot right now. But if you guys saw the short or on my TikTok, the TikTok I posted earlier, I have been trying to find books that are like emotional and deep and going to make me feel something. So that's what I'm shopping for today. I'm going to pick up some of the books that you guys recommended. I'm also going to, I'll include a portion where I go over just like all the books that people recommended in case you guys are looking for some and don't see something you'd like in what I end up picking out. But yeah, let's go inside. Welcome back home. I feel so incredibly awkward filming when I'm like at the bookstore, so I know that there's not many clips, but here's my haul for you guys. So the first book that I picked up is Still Alice by Lisa Genova, and this is one of the books that was recommended to me by you guys. It is about a woman who has early onset Alzheimer's, and she is the one telling the story, and you are experiencing her memory loss as she is experiencing it as well. And it's actually written by a neuroscientist, so I think that just makes it even more interesting. But I'm super excited to read this one just because it's so different than anything I've ever read before, and I think it's just going to be kind of eye-opening. Next, I picked up a book that we have all heard a million things about, which is Normal People by Sally Rooney. This is another one that was recommended to me, and I don't know why I have yet to read it because I think I've heard just mixed reviews on it, but it is about two people who grow up in the same town, go to the same school, and they are polar opposites, but upon having a conversation, they find out that they have, I guess, more in common than what they think. And I'm pretty sure it's like a years and years type of story. Yeah, so it's years and years of them falling apart, coming back together over and over again. This is also a fairly short book, so, but I am excited to read this one, except from what I know, it's gonna piss me off at the end. All right, and the last book that I picked up today is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. This book has been so hyped up by Destiny here on booktube. I just recently watched a video of her reading it for a second or third time, I don't know. And this is kind of a childhood friends to lovers type of situation, but the female in the book, the female main character, is about to marry a different guy, and then she meets her childhood friend and her childhood love. And it's kind of about their rekindling of their relationship whilst she is in another relationship, and how them meeting each other again affects things. And it tells through like multiple timelines, which I enjoy. So it's like back and forth between when they were originally in love and then present time. So those are the three books that I decided to pick up today, the physical copies of, just because these are the ones that sounded the most interesting to me so far, and the ones that I know that I think you guys would be interested in hearing me talk about when I finish them. So now to go over the books that people recommended to me on TikTok. So the first recommendation was Still Alice, which is one of the ones I picked up. We've got the Lost Sentinel series by Ivy Asher. A lot of these were kind of Kindle Unlimited like romance series, which was not really the vibe that I was expecting to see, but I'm still going to talk about them just in case. So we've got, yeah, the Lost Sentinel series by Ivy Asher, The Words by Ashley Jade. I had a couple people talk about ACOTAR, which obviously I love ACOTAR, and A Court of Thorns and Roses, that whole series is one of the only series and books recently that has made me feel so deeply because I was so immersed in that world that like afterwards I was thinking about it 24/7, and I just loved that series so much. Like, words cannot even explain how much I loved that series. So ACOTAR, It Ends With Us was another one. I did read It Ends With Us about a year ago now, maybe a little bit less, a little bit over a year ago now. And I really liked It Ends With Us. I know that there's like controversy with Colleen Hoover and all that, but I did really enjoy It Ends With Us. So that was one. The Ravenhood series, that one was one that came up a couple times. And if you guys watched my last video, I actually DNF'd Flock, which is the first book in that series, because it was so boring. And I replied to one of the comments on here and I told them like, hey, I DNF'd this. And they said that like the second book is where it really gets good. So I might end up revisiting Flock and seeing what I think. Little Fire by Holly Mans. 1,000 Boy Kisses, which I am actually reading on my iPad right now because it's on Kindle Unlimited, and so far I'm really enjoying it, and I can tell that it is an emotional one. This person also recommended Ravenhood trilogy. Archer's Voice, that's one that I've heard of, but I haven't really looked too into on what it's about. Say You Swear, which I already read. A Little Life, that is a book that's been on my TBR list for literally forever. And that is one that I know is going to be emotional, but it's also a longer book, so I have kind of put that off. Let's see, 1,000 Boy Kisses again, ACOTAR again. Call Me By Your Name, that was one that I haven't heard many people talk about, but like obviously I know the book and movie. But Pack Up the Moon by Kristen Higgins, that is another one. I almost picked that one up. You'll see in the clips of the bookstore, I did actually originally pick that one up and I ended up putting it back just because I didn't want to buy a ton of books today. But that one sounds really good. It's about a girl who is sick and writes her husband like letters to read after she passes. The Ribbon Duet by Pepper Winters and the Requested Trilogy by Sabri Rose. If We Disappear Here by M. Hayes. And that one is a psychological thriller romance, which sounds super interesting. It's also on Kindle Unlimited, so that is one that I already put in my library to read. Song of Achilles and Normal People. 1,000 Boy Kisses, Still Beating, that was one I hadn't heard of. The Story Sisters by Alice Hoffman. That one I think sounds really interesting as well, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I think it's kind of a lesser known book. But those were the recommendations that I got, if any of those sound interesting to you. Also, if you have any recommendations, go watch that short or TikTok and comment down below or comment here. Basically, the prompt that I gave was just that I haven't been able to find a book that has made me like really feel something in a long time, and I wanted something that was deep and emotional and not just like a surface level conflict, you know, or like I read a lot of romances and I read a lot of new adult or YA romances, and in a lot of the
I don't know what you mean by, I mean, I want.
And I mean, a lot of those books make me like happy and I can relate to some of the feelings, but they're not like affecting me. Like I don't think about it afterwards. One True Loves I read pretty recently, and that one I would have to say is probably the closest I have come to feeling that way, by Taylor Jenkins Reid. It was a great book, by the way, highly recommend. It was 5 stars. But like when I'm reading these like sports romances, I'm not thinking about them for like weeks and weeks afterwards. Like there's a couple that like they have their moments, but overall it's not something that I'm like passionate about. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed some of these recommendations. Hopefully you heard something that maybe you're interested in reading about. Let me know if you want to see a reading vlog on some of these books. I think it might be cool to do a video about like reading sad or like emotional books and seeing what comes out of it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my booktube channel, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.